Scorpio. Welcome to your January 2021 reading. Thank you for being patient. I always feel like Scorpio kind of, gets either towards the middle or the end of every month so far. So you guys are awesome for sticking with me. I hope you've been well. I hope you've been enjoying your new year. If you are interested in a new personal reading, that information is in the description box below. If you are looking to follow me on any of my social media, all those links are down below as well. And if you're called to donate to the channel in any way, those links are also down below as well. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from any of you that do choose to do personal readings. And for the general reading, we're just going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and pull from our Hero's Journey deck, and then we're going to go into the Animal Spirit deck. So there is I'm getting a little tongue-tied here. So there is an extended version of this reading that's going to be linked down below. So if this YouTube version resonates and you want to see how the story unfolds from there, join us. The Patreon community is just amazing. So many beautiful creators over there that it's just a wonderful platform to be a part of, in my opinion. Let's go and get started. All right, you've been waiting long enough, right? All right, Scorpio. What is your Here's Your Journey card for the month of January 2021? Your middle card. Ooh. The Call. I love it. The Call. Let me put this down. I think I'll read. That's what we're gonna do. Because I'm trying to not blabber too much. You know what I mean? It's just, I can talk and I know I can, so I'm trying to be better. All right, I can grab this. It's all the way in the back part of the nook I have here somehow. All right, so the Call. It says, honor the whisper of your soul. Let me move this forward just a tad. There we go. Let you see the little candle. Oh, no, wrong direction. Video has always been interesting to me because it's I gotta think in mirrors when I'm looking through or at least because anyways, not gonna even get into it. I'm a photographer by trade, so just doing videos, even on just a cell phone, it's interesting, just having to think backwards almost. Okay, so the message says, what is your true calling in life? What special gifts have you been given? What is the unique niche that only you can inhabit? What situations bring out your bliss? What do you typically get complimented on and shrug off because it comes so naturally? These important questions can help you recognize what Aristotle called entelechy, which is the great, one-of-a-kind potential you've been encoded with. And the word here is, if you can see it, entelechy? I don't know. All right, so it says, Aristotle also said entelechy, whatever, I can't say that word, is when the soul is actualized in the body. Dreams are important because they speak the language of the soul. They are a compass, always pointing you in the right direction, helping correct your course when needed, and letting you know, sometimes loudly, when you've fallen asleep and need to wake up. Dream symbol, hearing your name. That was weird. My dog, my little Jack Russell, just barked when I said that. I don't know if the microphone picked up on that, but it says dream symbol, hearing your name. Hearing your name in a dream suggests your entelechy, whatever, I don't even know. I feel so stupid not knowing how that's pronounced. And or, I've never pulled this card. All right, so it says, in a dream suggests that your, whatever that word is, and or higher self is trying to get your attention. You are being called to wake up to the next step along your path. If you've been straying, this dream may be your wiser self's attempt to wrangle you in. The mantra, I wake up and everything I do moves me toward the fulfillment of my greatest dream. It's weird because I was just doing Aries reading, and I got caught up on this story of when I was really young, or pretty much since childhood into, like, I don't really have these kind of dreams anymore, but these dreams that I used to have where I would be like, I would kind of just like come to in the dream, and then I'd be like having a conversation with someone, and then all of a sudden, like, I'd go to talk, and then, like, no matter how hard I tried to, like, speak, I just couldn't. And I was bringing that up in a Scorpio reading because I was just thinking about, like, not listening to, it's like not being heard, something not being heard. And it's like, for me in the Scorpio reading presently, taking that same applied knowledge here, it's like maybe you're just not listening to the call within you. And this is why, like, you're feeling either stagnant, depressed, overwhelmed, just you're not really honoring why, like, it's definitely like if you're at the number one, right? Like, for me, like, if I'm looking at this from like a clean slate here, it's like we're really having to go back to the basics and be like, okay, because the hero's journey, it's like these are little cycles within a big cycle. So maybe you feel like you're starting over. Maybe it feels like kind of like a what the fuck moment, but in all reality, it's just another opportunity along your path to actually align you with, like, you've been just ascending, right? So what you think right now is you feeling more novice in whatever it is that you're experiencing. I think you just need to take it as like this is a whole new level that you've never even attained before this life, like awareness, level of, like, maybe this is your career or something. Like, this is an opportunity that's gonna, like, up level you, right, in some way. So while you might feel novice and you might feel unsure or fearful or whatever of, like, actually owning this or being comfortable, and maybe you've already made the decision, maybe you've already, like, stepped into whatever you wanted to step into, and now you're kind of sitting on the other side going like, oh, should I have done that? Or, oh, I feel so, like, this is just all too much. Like, it's just a lot going on here. A lot of unknowns still. Like, you're kind of, like, second guessing your decision. And then it's like, oh, wait. Well, yeah, it's scary. Maybe I feel like a beginner right now. But just because, like, I feel like I just went from, like, the advanced level of the last timeline that I was living out, the last cycle, and now I'm a novice of this ascended cycle, this more, like, you know what I mean? This elevated timeline that you're now currently experiencing. So while you might feel very, like, I keep hearing beginner, novice, just like, rookie status almost, like you're feeling a little bit out of your element, maybe just you don't really have your footing, your grounding. I don't know how this is playing out for you guys, but, like, something just feels like, this is the beginning stages of something very positive, like a very positive shift in your life, but definitely feeling some uncertainty. But when you've fallen asleep and need to wake up, yeah, because what that means is, like, you're on, like, maybe you've fallen into the state of, like, autopilot, right, where maybe things were just fine, okay, like they were going good. And because what a lot of people do is we forget that we still need to do, like, energy work, energy healing, all these things, even while things are good. And I think people, like, we get in these, like, state of minds where, like, everything's good. Well, okay, so it's like, say you get a new job, right? And you quit your old job, but you live out the 2 weeks, the 2 week notice, or 30 days, however that works out for you. And then, as amazing of an opportunity as it is for you to leave that company and go to this new company, there's, like, this, like, sense of sadness, like a sense of, like, leaving something behind, like, and maybe not, like, permanently, like, I'm not saying, like, completely dispose of it, but, like, you know that you're shifting into something different, you're shifting into whatever. So even though this is for your benefit, like this new cycle that you're embarking on in life, this new path, whatever it is, there's still a feeling of loss, or there's still a feeling of, like, like, I don't know, because what you left wasn't necessarily bad, it's just you found a better opportunity. So that's kind of what I'm feeling there. So even though this is like, you know, oh, my point, I guess I was coming around to the point of like, so yeah, so even though this is such a good decision for you, moving from this one career to the other, you have to remember that even so you're going to be, so maybe you've like, you know, the last 2 weeks, the last month, you're really on this high, right? Like, you know, before you actually transition into the new company. So say you were on this high and you were so excited to do this, you know, whatever. And so like everything felt great, da 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 da. And then, you know, so you're on this high, so you felt good. And maybe, like, let's just say you're a spiritual person. And if you're like me, you do EFT, meditate, journaling, daily gratitude, this all stuff. Well, maybe this month, these couple weeks, whatever, maybe you were just feeling really good. Maybe you're feeling like just so good. You didn't even like think about all this energy stuff, this like, you know, woo-woo spiritual stuff. Like maybe you weren't as connected with spirit, like whatever, because things were good. You just, because a lot of people pray when things are going bad, right? And that's not how we should be doing things. And I'm just as guilty, believe me. Like I am trying. So my point is that while you were feeling good, you were reaping all the benefits from all this energy work that you were putting in before, but then while you were feeling good, you forgot, and then there was this space of time where you weren't putting in all this work. And so then when you left your old company to go to your new company, and you're surrounded by like, you know, this novice feeling, this beginner feeling, because you weren't energetically stabilized and prepared for this, like, because you were on a mountain peak, right? And maybe now you're like at this lull where you just weren't like energetically as prepared for it. So maybe it's just hitting you harder, right? Like this, like it's like this all of a sudden realization, like, oh man, like I miss my friends, like I miss like, you know, being in like a flow. I miss like knowing what I was doing. I miss looking like I was, you know, I really like was at the top of my game. Like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, that feeling like when you like go from like middle school to high school, like your 8th grade, however your high school worked. For me, it was like you went from 8th grade, like that was the last year you could have in the middle school, and then you went to the 9th grade. And so you felt real cool, like your 8th grade year, because you're like, yeah, like this is my last year, like I'm top dog, and I'm going to 9th grade, and blah, you know, all this stuff. Like I'm such a cool individual. And you get to 9th grade, then you realize, oh my God, I'm a freshman. Like I am bottom of the barrel. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, so you don't feel as cool, you know what I mean? Like, and then you gradually rise back up to the senior status and you feel cool again. And then the same shit happens when you go to college, right? Or if you did do all that, which I did, and I'm never going to push that kind of journey or path on anyone because it wasn't for me. I mean, I left. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't fulfill my duties. I was just like, I'm gonna be in so much debt if I don't like it was just I wasn't passionate about anything, blah 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 blah. So I ended up leaving, which I'm so grateful I did, because I ended up becoming a photographer, and I did not need to go to a school that didn't specialize. It wasn't an art school, you know what I mean? So yeah, just for me, a waste of time personally. Anyways, my point is that, you know, while it's exciting to be up leveling, it's exciting to do this new like journey, it's exciting to take on this new like cycle in life. It is, there's duality to everything. There's black, there's dark and there's light. There's good and there's bad. There's, you know, pros and there's cons to every single situation. So that's why energy work, no matter if you're at the peak or the valley, this like EFT, like I talk about in a lot of my videos, doing EFT, doing the daily journaling, doing all these things to really like, you know, stabilize you is really what's going to be important right now, in my opinion, because you're experiencing, and the Scorpio, I mean, you are the element of, or you're the energy of death and rebirth, of deep transformation. And with that, I mean, think about how heavy it is when someone passes. Think of like physical death, and like when it's somebody that like really like, say like there's one specific person in your whole entire family that really holds the dynamic together. Like if that person wasn't there, you really don't think that any of these other people would probably have anything to do with each other, because the only reason they have anything to do with each other is because this person is what like keeps the glue together. So if that person goes away, like say that person dies, well, there's a huge shift in that dynamic then, right? And then things change so that they transform. So you got to think of that kind of like depth, but within energy. Like it doesn't always have to be physical death, and it's usually not unless we're, you know, unless the cards around it specifically talk about that. But, you know, Scorpio energy is the death card. So it is all about like embracing the end of a cycle in order to begin a new cycle. And, you know, I can only imagine how heavy of a lesson that is. You know what I mean? But everyone experiences it. I just think Scorpio energy might experience it like, whew, like, I just feel like that level of intensity where it's just like, oh, I don't know. It's a lot. Anyways, let's go ahead and pick your animal spirit card, and then we're going to be done with your YouTube version, and we're going to go over to your Patreon. I'm excited. Oh, Scorpio, look at you. Would you look at it? Sorry, I just drank some coffee, and I'm like, whoop. Oh, wow. All right, well, that wanted to come out, and would you look at that? Would you look at it? The color dynamic. Y'all, I love spirit. I love it so much. People want to say that God isn't in these readings because it's tarot or whatever, and I'm like, you can kiss my ass. Like, I see divinity so much in these readings. Like, I feel it. I encompass it. Like, oh my God, it is so fun. It's laughable to me at this point. Ugh, whatever. Anyways, the bat. This is all about the subtle senses. This, to me, is like, oh my God, this is about death and rebirth. The moon. This is like Scorpio energy. Holy shit. Hold up. Wait. I'm like, hold up, girl. I got you. I got you. Oh my God. Yeah, because I literally was just reading this. So this is the alchemical symbol for air, this triangle with the line on top. Wow. So I remember I got the bat recently, and I was like, oh, that's literally Scorpio energy. Damn, Scorpio, you're kind of creeping me out right now with these synchronicities, especially like look at this color. Like, look at these colors. We're just gonna like keep them like, hello. Anyways, darkness, letting go. So this is bad energy that I'm reading. Death leading to rebirth. Oh my God, and that thing came flying out just like a damn bat would. Before emerging, the bat waits for the sun to set and the moon to rise. In the darkness, it can see all that was invisible in the daylight hours. The bat is a master of the subtle senses, of the underlying forces that cause some things to prosper and others to fade. The bat card shows up to signify the ending of a chapter, the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns, no more lingering in the past. When in balance, accepts, adapts, adjusts. When out of balance, refuses to let go, reminisces, to bring into balance. Watch the sunrise. Wow. Yeah, like this is like literally the death card. And to me, this is what represents the death card. That is crazy to me. Oh my God. Holy shit. But this is really like about you like kind of feeling that you're being called to achieve, pursue greater things, you know? Can't settle for the mundane, can't settle for the, like, there's just such a depth to Scorpio energy. Like, I just don't see Scorpios really doing well with like monotony, with not doing something that they're really like emotionally satisfied and fulfilled by. You know, like that just doesn't, and so that also means that that's going to have a heavy influence on your mindset, right? So you have to do something that is really like emotionally inspiring and like creatively inspiring. I feel like water signs in general, I feel like just have this natural creativity to them. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know, it's just something to think about. So this is definitely, you know, if you've been feeling really stagnant in your life, or you've been feeling like, oh my God, like I just don't like what I see. You know what I mean? Like around me and my circumstances, like maybe not everything, you know, you can overall like, you know, like your life, but then still want, you don't have to be like miserable in order to want to change or improve, right? You shouldn't want to get to that point. You know what I mean? You should just want to improve just naturally. It shouldn't have to be like a tower moment in your life that causes you to change, you know? And sometimes it does take that, especially, and that's Scorpionic energy too. Now that I think about it, wow. Spirit is taking over. I'm telling you what, it really is. That is so beautiful. All right, Scorpio, we're going to end your reading here at 2121. I love it. We're going to end this YouTube version here. If this does resonate with you, please join us over on Patreon. That link is going to be in the description box below, as well as I'm going to pin it in a comment as well, just to make sure that the information is in several spots. But I hope you join us over on Patreon, because it's only $5 a month, and it's really great, because then you have access to all 12 extendeds, and it's amazing. I love it. And it's only, you can do it just this month if you wanted, and then you can cancel next month if you want to do that way. It's super simple. I love it. Patreon's the bomb, in my opinion. Anyway, Scorpio, I hope to see you over on Patreon. If not, I love you, and I will see you in February. But otherwise, I'll check you over there. Bye, guys.